Hello, Ninja. I see you there in chat. We're just gonna let the ad break finish, and then we'll get going like usual. This is your first time coming to one of my game dev streams. I don't think I've really done game dev since you started coming to my streams. Oh, my phone's dying. What else is new? I would say be right back, but technically I have a minute and a half anyway. See, I smart. I finally have gotten to the point where I have a built-in buffer for when I'm not ready to go at the beginning of the stream, because there's that first ad run so that I don't have pre-rolls for the rest of the stream. So we're gonna wait till it's over. 1 minute left. Also, I hope you've gotten a drink of water in that time, Ninja. This is the last time we spoke. Actually, I wonder if I can just take all this and... There we go. Oh, hi, Tam. Oh, 5 more seconds on ads. And shabam. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. So today was going to be a writing workshop, and we were going to talk about summaries and like how to write them in order to words, how to capture readers' attention. And it was mostly ready to go, but just I feel like it needs a bit more time, so I'm going to give it that bit more time, and instead we're going to do some game dev, because I haven't done game dev on stream in a while. I have a gaming idea. It's a visual novel dating sim, so I want to get it out in time for Valentine's Day. And if I want that to happen, it means I should probably start working on it now. So that's the plan. So we're going to start with that today. And so this is going to be the first time quite a few of you have ever seen me do game dev on stream, because I've gotten most of my followers since I started doing writing streams. But luckily for you guys, visual novel creation is, especially in Rimpai, is basically writing. So it's not going to be that much different from a usual stream, honestly, even though I'm in a different category and doing something slightly different. So we're not going to waste too much time. We're just going to get right into it. So shabam. There we go. So I've already got the Rimpai launcher up. I have absolutely done nothing for this so far. Absolutely nothing. I haven't written any code. I haven't even created the project. So I'm actually going to start this project from scratch on stream. On stream. We're going to be using a lot of placeholder assets and a lot of the default assets that come in like Rimpai, just for the sake of getting through. I might use some of my Abyssal Frontier assets to fill in where I can't use the default assets and stuff. But for the most part, I'm not worrying about actually having the art for this project anytime soon. I want to get the code and the writing for the story done first. So, yes. We're going to call it TPO. Yes, I'm doing it 920 by 180. What accent colors? I don't know. What accent colors do I want? Maybe yellow. Maybe yellow. Yellow sounds cool and fun. We're going to do yellow. I'll probably end up changing it because I haven't thought about any of the colors for this story. I think yellow works. And blue might be a better color in the end. Yay. All right. What I want to do for it is open the directory. Yay. I'm glad it built it straight into my Dropbox folder, which I should really rename this folder. So we're actually going to do that really quick because this is game builds. Good. You need to hydrate. I've got 2 water bottles right now. Why did it just rename it to builds? I wanted to name it game builds. Oh, it's down here now. We're just going to name this games. And then, haha, there are all my games. So we're going to keep this open, not because I'm doing too much with it right now, but because I want it open. So most of the magic will happen in here. I use Microsoft Visual Studio. What exactly does this program do? This is RimPy. This is made for creating visual novels. It's very, very simple program to work with. I just updated it, so. Oh no, I didn't mean to close it. I just updated Visual Studio, so it's doing all kinds of things. All right, so I can show you based on what the default script is because I haven't touched anything out yet. So if I select TPO and I hit launch project, we'll do testing later, but for right now, I'll just show you what this does. Because again, most of you have never seen me work in this program. I made the entirety of, okay, never mind. Fatal Frontier doesn't want to load. So we'll launch Blade of the Archangels instead. Nothing wants to launch. Why? All of my programs are always backed up. Why does it not want to launch anything? There we go. It launched that one. Why didn't it launch any? I don't really care. So you can see launch game and then you hit start. And it lets you create visual novels. Look at that. I'm going to be using some of this stuff as like placeholder stuff. But that's it. I wonder why nothing else is launching. Why no launch? Oh, is it because it wants it to be here? Whoops, sorry. Oh, that's probably why, because I changed the name of the folders like an idiot. So it's looking for folders that don't exist. There we go. Now let's see if it'll launch my stuff. It's looking for folders that don't exist, so that there we go. I'm gonna stop this music because this actually is its own menu music. So like this is another project I started in RimPy or RimPy. I flip-flop between calling it RimPy and RimPy. And we'll show intro. And you can see I've got custom text things and custom name tags and like select your character stuff. Because this is what I do. I love Vastriel so much. animated sprites, but this is my baby project, so I'm not going to show much more than that. Yes, I want to quit. That's my baby project, so I'm not going to show much more than that on that one. But that's not what we're working on today. We are starting brand new with TPO, so I need to open this script. And this one is going to open slightly differently because I need to actually steal scripts that I've already worked on because I'm not rewriting all my scripts from scratch. But it just lets you make visual novels. You can also make RPGs because the game I just showed off, Blade of the Archangels, does have turn-based combat in it. I'm just not doing that for this because I'm trying to get... This is a dating sim. Yay. I'm going to steal some of the... Yeah. I already know how to declare my characters. And it's... Like... This is really easy to use. So I'm actually going to start with A. I don't even have the name of all the characters, so I'd rather just start with A because I know who character A is going to be. So I think I'm going to have character A be the player character. Come on, grab it. Nope, I just want to move it. And then grab this one. Yay. I think I just want to have player A be the player character. Actually, let me do this. Haha. Nope, I didn't want it that way. That looks silly. Yeah, that's... I want this one like that. There we go. Yeah, I have player P as the player character. I think in this case, I'm going to have player... Yeah, this could be used to make goblins and guillotines for real. Depending on how in-depth you want to get it. As long as it's like mostly story-driven and you've got like some side things going on, Ren'Py can handle it. If you start trying to make like a true RPG or JRPG or anything like that, this program can't handle it. It's made for visual novels. I am going to have character A be character... wrong one. Player name. I don't think that's how I want to do that, though. Because I'm not letting characters input a name this time. I think I'm just going to have it be... I forget that people don't know they don't have to put in a name and they don't have to put in a ship name. Because I'm not letting players put in the player name. It's just they get to make a choice. It's just, I just wanted to say A. I'm just going to leave it character A. A equals player character. We're just going to leave it like that. And then define B equals character and this is going to be Vivian. Define C. Actually, I should make this character love interest. I don't want to capitalize it because I will forget. So we're going to keep everything in lowercase. We're going to make this love interest because that also is not a set name. Character C is going to be Vivian. I do need to set a default who color. But now I have to look up color hex codes, and that's... I'm not ready for that step. We will define character colors later. I'm not ready for what color everyone's stuff is going to be yet. I think that's all I need to define for what I'm going to get to. Oh, no, there's actually more characters I need to define. We're going to define D as character. Let me look up what his name is. Do, do, do. It should be person. Oh, here it is. And we're gonna do TPFO. And we need, the queens aren't Calrix. Needs to be in this first section. So we're going to drop this. Calrix. And then we're going to go ahead and define character E. This is going to have a lot of characters, which is why I'm just going down the alphabet, because it's going to help me stay. It's going to help me stay organized a lot better if I can just go down letters for adding new characters. Instead of like, oh, we have this many characters with this many different names, and I will forget way too fast, way too easily. It'll just stress me out, and I don't need that in my life. And so the other one we need is Radomir. Will also be in this intro part. So I just want to minimize this. So those are the first 5 characters I need for this intro part. I'm not going to configure anything yet because I am not quite sure what persistent values I'm going to need. So honestly, oh, what happened here? Oh, I scrolled over too far. Let's save. I don't have any scenes right now, so let me see if I remember how to do just generic text. All right, it's just question mark. Yeah, it's just, you just do text in quotations. Yeah, so I mean, if you want to, you can use this as a how to write in RenPy. I'm not doing any text box stuff yet. I'll do that later. That's all other stuff that I have to worry about, which is very in depth. But right now, I just want to get stuff going. So that does mean I need to make sure that in here, I have the backgrounds it's trying to load because I'm not adding anything right now. Yeah, there's nothing here. So I'm going to steal some stuff from the sample game. Which means I need to go to RenPy. I need to go back to the question. Open this game directory. I'm going to steal some of the backgrounds and stuff in here, and we're just going to use it as fill-in for right now. As I don't want to worry about not this early on when I'm just trying to get things sorted. I am not trying to worry about like details. I'm not trying to worry about having the exact art that's going to be in the finished list. I literally just want to be able to get started coding. So we're going to use a lot of placeholders. So we're going to go in here to images, and I'm going to grab the placeholders from here. So there we go. And I need a placeholder for other characters. So we're going to steal those from here. We're going to take the pilot's default and use them as a default. We're going to take the navigator and use them. I'm also going to steal some images from Blade of the Archangels. Game images. We're going to make Vivian temporarily be Azrael. Don't I have a different one for Azrael? I don't, apparently. We'll just make it work then. Okay, so now I've got some images I can call on to just kind of make it work. So, but I think what I need to do first is I need to define the images for the characters I just named. Because right now, if I say show characters, it doesn't know who it's talking about. Input your name. Where do you choose your character? Yeah, because it's who are you? Call screen choose. So that's a different screen. So I do want to get that. Here we go. I'm not ready to code all of this because I don't have the image yet. And I don't think I'll need to do persistence like I did in this game because it's just player value. So I can actually look at how I did it in Boda and use that as an example rather than how I did it in Abyssal Frontier. This is coding, guys. It's not anything super exciting because I'm just starting. This is all Windows. That's just the Windows. Okay, well, I mean, fair. But the real question is then where did I put my actual script? Is this my script for the actual thing? No, this is the movement script. Okay, so that's not it. Is this it? My conversation script? Sprite script? Yes, this is it. Okay, so yes, I need to define all the images. I don't know if I want to. I will probably likely move all this into its own script, but I'm not going to do that right now. I should be smart and save myself the trouble. You'll do it right now. I should be smart and save myself the trouble. So we're actually going to cut this. And what we are going to do is, let's see if I remember how to create new scripts. We're going to go here. I think I already have the game directory open. Yeah, I already have it open. So we're going to go here. I'm going to create new. Actually, can I do it in Visual Studio? I'm going to close all these windows because it's going to drive me crazy if I leave them all open. I'll forget which one I'm working off of. Don't save. Okay, and then file, new, file. And just we're going to start with the text script. And what I'm going to do is save this as, go to where I'm working. Because I think I just need to change it to RPY, and that's all I really need to do. But I don't remember. I haven't worked in RenPy for like over a year. So forgive me relearning how to do this. New folder. Scripts. New chapter 1. And then I can go in here. I can close this. Don't save. And what I want to do is properties. And that is not what I wanted to do. I don't remember how to make new scripts. This is going to be a problem. This is how you can tell it's been way too long since I've done this, because I actually don't even remember how to make a new RPY. It's been way too long. Because I just want to create an RPY. And I don't remember how to do that or how I did that. I think all I ever did was open a text file and just rename it RPY. But like I said, I haven't done this in over a year, so forgive me for not remembering. Okay, now let's see. Oh, did I save this in the wrong place? I did. I'm going to have to pin this folder so that I'm not doing this every time. We're going to pin this folder so I don't do this every time I need to get back to it. Actually, it doesn't need to go in chapter 1. It can just go in scripts. So characters. Now, if I do this. There we go. That works. So I can just do text and save it as an RPY, which is what I thought all I needed to do was. And then I need to define images, I believe, is my next step. Remembering how this goes. Again, I'm going to use Blade of Archangels as my reference. Because that game is more set up with how I want to do this if I can stop reopening the same file multiple times. So, oh, I stopped the music, but music's back, so it's not so quiet. All right, here we go. Chapter 1. No, I just want the... No, it's under conversation, because this one I didn't separate out the characters. This time I'm going to. And I gotta... Yeah, I gotta call with the images what they are. So we're gonna call this image... This image isn't only going to be used at the beginning of the game, so I don't really care what it's called. I'm only going to call on it once. What do I want to call this? I could just call it a cutscene image, because it's essentially what it is. So we're going to just call it cut 1 equals... And then I have to see where I put it. I think I put it in images. I think it's just sitting in images. You know, we'll use the background club for this because it doesn't really matter. This is an images / BG club dot. What kind of image is it? JPEG. And then we'll have image cutscene 2 equals. I think I have an image I can use for this, but I gotta find it. If I had it, it would be under references. Reference. None of these are really it. Where's my environmental ref? Actually, we'll just use another image that's already in there. What am I doing? These are all just placeholders anyway. Why am I taking this so seriously? I can't help myself. We'll use BG Uni. For this second one. Yeah, that's all I need to do. Because they're not in specific folders or anything yet. And I think pretty much those two cutscenes are those two backgrounds are all I need right now. So that's all I'm going to use. Okay, so now I want to open this. I'm going to delete this because we don't need to declare characters twice. I've declared the images. We're going to set the scene to cut 1. That's what I called it, right? Yeah, cut 1. We're not going to show anyone yet. And we're just going to have some narration. Latest chapter of the... No, actually, we can't do cut 1 yet. I actually do have to create my scene thing, so we're going to open that. So that's going to be file. Can I copy it from the Blade of the Archangels? Because I'm pretty sure the two have the same script. Because I'm pretty sure I took the Blade of the Archangels version and just copied it for Fatal Frontier. Abyssal Frontier. It's called Fatal Frontier on my computer, even though the official game is called Abyssal Frontier, because I changed the name last minute because there was another game that was like Fatal Frontier was what the game was called, so I had to change it. I need this. All right. Images. Oh, I need to put a hover. I need to grab the hover from the other thing. All right. I need to grab the hover image from Fatal Frontier. What does it say it is? Screens hover. Oh my god, I don't want that right now. It's asking for too much. Well, I guess I'm going to use the Fatal Frontier NCs. because that's what the hover matches. I only need 2 of them. Why'd I grab all 3? Oh, it didn't move them over anyway. Well, because I only need 2. So we're going to take that one. And we're going to take this one. So that way the only hovers I need is hovers 3. We'll hover 2 and hover 1. I should be copying these, not dragging and dropping, but I don't care because I can just move them back. Oh, we're in ads. Stream is paused for ads. You know what? I'm actually, really quick, gonna see if I can have Latte Tap handle that and say that instead of Latte Tap will might not be able to. That might have to be like an additional add-on I did. Because I'm not sure if it can recognize me as an message. Let's see. Ads are over in 20 seconds. Alright, we're gonna see if that works. Ads are almost over, so let's switch back. Welcome back from ads, everyone. I was just doing some other stuff while we were in ads. But for now, really? Oh wow, that cord is shot. I need to copy this over. So it's just going to be images M1 and then images hover. Because I don't have it in any fancy. Oh, it's going to be B1. So I didn't bring over M1. So it's going to be B1. So then it should be hover 2. And then I did bring over F1. So that should be hover 1. Oh, I haven't defined the variable persistent player. So I need to do that first. So we'll go in characters and we'll define the persistent player as 0. Which then will be set by this. I don't need this one. I mean, actually what I could do is put that at the right instead of at the center. So at right. Not at center, right? At right. I don't need the suit HUD. That's something I don't need. So it can find the images, which is good. All right. So the first thing we want to do is show screen choose. Call screen choose and then scene black. Oh wow, I didn't copy anything. And then we're going to do a quick test to make sure that I am not crazy and I remember how to do this. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to set BG cut 1. Okay. Save all that. And let's see what happens if I hit launch. What did I do wrong? Oh, I didn't mean to open that. Oh, scene. Okay, what else did it say was wrong? I don't understand. Hence why I'm testing it, because again, I haven't done this in forever. So we're probably going to see a lot of that, a lot of this before I get something up that actually works. Oh, I should probably save this. Let me see how it looks here and see if I mess something up. Oh, it's because it's not tabbed in. No, it is tabbed in. And what? It should be fine. Am I forgetting something? It's because this isn't tabbed in. It's probably because this wasn't tabbed in. All right. Now let's try. Nope. Okay, well that fixed the other error, but it's still saying something's wrong with this. What am I supposed to do to get a background scene to show? Since apparently my dumb butt doesn't remember. Okay, so I need to do scene. Hi, Squish. I'm failing to remember how to code in RimPy, so... I'm trying to remember. Oh, gosh. Alright, let's see if now I have fixed the issue and can get this to come up. Lunch. Yay! Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, it kind of worked, but... Go ahead and ask your baking-related question, because I'm just trying to remember how to set up stuff in RimPy, because it's been over a year since I've coded anything in this engine. What is the baking-related question? Yay! You can choose between the two. I'm gonna choose this one. Oh, wow. That looks so bad. It looks so bad. Look at how tiny it is. What is your baking-related question? If you freeze sourdough starter, can it come back to life? Most likely not, because you would likely kill most of your yeasties in the freezing process. And again, it's not the freezing part that's going to kill them, it's the unfreezing. Because you're not going to be able to thaw it fast enough in order to bring the yeast back to life. As they say in cryogenics, it's not the freezing that kills you, it's trying to warm you up. So you would likely just end up killing your yeast. So if you don't mind having flatbread, then it wouldn't matter. That image is so small, it's so funny. Well, you could try freezing it and probably get some really interesting flatbread out of it. I would imagine you would probably get some really interesting flatbread. Alright, so I have now remembered how to do this, except like that background isn't meant for this size. You know what I should do? I'm gonna get rid of these. If I can actually get rid of them, like a smart person. We're just gonna delete these. I am going to go to the internets really quick. And we're just going to download some images to work as placeholders. Nom 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 nom. I'm sure the bread's going to be delicious no matter what. You could probably make some really interesting flatbread. All right. Hey, look, that's perfect. Sure. I could just do background city, street. Or, you know, or we'll do a room. It'll do for now. I'd like it to at least be a drawing. Yes, this is your room. I like this one. Again, it's important to remember that I am only using these as placeholders. Absolutely not going to use any of these in the final project. I will make my own art. Ooh, pizza dough. You're going to have to let me know how the pizza dough comes out. That sounds absolutely delicious. Why is it saying there's no images there? Definitely not typing that. We're going to call it room. And then we're just going to do... need prison cell. Yeah, that's a little too artsy fartsy. That's the same thing, just with no color. This works. Is Twitch pausing my live? It might be because of the co-streaming with YouTube. And it kind of like hurts my bit, right? Because it sucks. And then brain. Trying to figure out how I want to phrase this. What I want to call this. We'll just call it outside one for now. I don't feel like getting too creative. Now let's see if these look better. Because all I have to do is go into here and change what this is. So to, what did I call it? Room? I think that's lowercase. Nope, it's uppercase. Room. And then we need, I think I just called it cell. And then we'll make image cut 3 equals images slash outside. I can spell 1.jpg, which I think it's capitalized. No, that's the only one I didn't capitalize. But yeah, it probably keeps pausing because I have poor bitrate with co-streaming to YouTube. Which I can't stop the multi-streaming unless I stopped the whole stream. So I'm sorry. Which I have the multi-stream chat up, but people are only chatting on the Twitch side. But it does look like I have a viewer on YouTube. So we're going to save We're going to save this. Oh. And I didn't have to change anything here. So see how this looks now. Launch. There's nothing on the title screen. I'm not really worried about it. This is okay for now. It's even smaller. Yes, I want to quit. I wonder if I take it into Clip Studio real quick. Do some Clip Studio magic. Just switch my screen for you guys so you can see real quick. What I'm doing. Give me 1 second. As I work on switching my screen so you guys can see. Shbam. Alright, we're going to. Oh, that's not the other. There we go. Alright, so I'm gonna open. Open these in here. We're gonna do edit, change canvas size. Yep. We're not changing canvas size, we're changing image resolution. Why is it up there? Okay, this is gonna be a little short, but I don't care. Let's see if that fixed it. Switch back to here. We're gonna see if that fixed it. Hit start. Choose. Yeah! Look at that. Alright, I'm gonna do that real quick for all the other images. Real quick, we're just gonna resize all the other images. So I won't be distracted by the images not fitting anymore. One more. This one looks like it already might be the same right size, but we're gonna do it anyway. Ah, yes, it is. Okay. So that one was already the right size. Now we want to switch back. We did. Bam. All right. You dyed me the pizza dough. Well, don't die to give me a recipe. All right. So now we can keep writing. Now I can keep writing. Oh, I also need to do another action here. Oh, and I need to create another character. And we're gonna call this define character A2 equals character U. There's a reason for this, I promise. I'm sorry. It's probably because my rate is so bad. I've got a lot of things open. I'm sorry. It's probably all on my end. Like I said, the only way I could really fix it would be to like stop the stream and restart it, which I could do. Maybe I will. But I have a viewer on YouTube. I don't want to leave them behind. I'm just doing a lot. Actually, I can probably close this now, which will help a bit, not having all those tabs open. Not having all those tabs open will likely help the bitrate a bit, but it's also because I have like music going, and I've got like 5 different programs open. Oh, have a good night, Squish. Okay, so finally got that figured out. So now I can keep writing here. No, right. I need to add another action here. So we want action set variable. Yes. Player name to oh, I can't set a variable. But you know what I can do? I can do an if then statement after screen choose. That's what I can do. I can't do a set variable because it's not a variable. I'm trying to make a value. So in between these two screens, I can do an if persistent dot player equals 0, which I think is how I do an if then statement. Forgive me for not remembering. It's been a while. And I won't have to do it a million times, so. But I think this is how I do an if. Yeah. Oh, I need to do equals equals. Equals equals. Then player dot name. Is it dot or is it just player underscore name? This can go at the end. It's player underscore name. Underscore name equals Aiden. At this else go on its own. You don't have to do an else, but I want to do an else here. That's an else if. So it goes equal with the if. Else player underscore name equals Nadia. I think that's how I do that. I don't think I need to put player name in quotes or anything. Yeah, I can just put player name equals. Oh, I don't even have to do equals equals. I can just do equal. Okay. And then it was pretty good for a... Oh. I gotta give novel a default value. Can't I just define it here? We're gonna find out. Oh no, this one would just be romance. And then I also need to define love interest. Copy. Would equal, I believe this is Princess Agnes. I can spell. And love interest equals Prince Bella. I think that's how I do that. Check here. Yes, that is how I do that. Okay. Even good and relatable main character. Yet somehow you still felt bad for copy player name. Due to their history, you wish they could have had a happier ending. Even if they were the main villain of the story. What am I calling this character? A2. Then A2. I'm sorry, I'm focusing on writing. This is why I don't write on stream very often, because it's not very interesting. All right. I'm actually going to make those two different lines. And that's going to be cut too. All right. Now let's see how this works. See, this is why I said Ren'Py works really well just for a writer, because I've done very little coding. I'm just writing. But it is very dialogue heavy. Save like this is all narration, but like it's just writing, a lot of it, unless you're doing fancy stuff, which I will have to do more coding later. But right now, I'm just trying to get this intro sequence coded out. Darn, I messed up something. It's not terminated, but oh, it doesn't have the quotation. This might be my bad. So that's why, like I said, this isn't very different from my usual streaming stuff. I'm still doing a lot of writing. We're just writing in Ren'Py for a visual novel. So I'm gonna load this. Where did I mess up? Oh, I didn't do the semicolon. Okay. Always syntax. Syntax, my worst enemy. I will always get stopped by syntax. So where did I mess up? It says it wants something there. I didn't want to close that. I need to reopen it. Games, Fatal Frontier, game, script. We're not doing a menu. We're just saying if this is true, then do this. Except I'm not doing input. Oh, okay. That's what's missing. I need to do the $sign thing. This is why it helps that I have my old scripts to reference, because otherwise I forget about all this stuff. It'll get... Not everything will be this chaotic. As I get more used to coding again, this will go so much faster. All right, let's see if this fixed the issue. So we're going to reload. Yeah! Just need the $sign. All right, we're just going to do this. You just finished the latest chapter of the popular web novel, The Princess Omega. It was pretty good for a BL romance. Sweet! Even Prince Bella made for a good and relatable main character. Yet, somehow, you still felt bad for Nadia. Due to their history, I guess I should change some other things. I needed to find some other things. So we're going to pronoun 1 equals she. We're just going to do PN1 equals she, and PN2 equals her. So I don't have to put they. And then PN1. Oh, well, that's backwards. It should be he and him and likely his. He, him, his. I'm going to guess that's all the pronouns I need. I'm likely wrong and we'll have to add more, but for now, that's what we're doing. PN2 equals her, he, him, his. Is there a pronoun 3 for? I have to do it anyway so that it stays equal, not evil. I think it's just her again for the equivalent of his. I think it's just her again. I need to make it a pronouns though. Because what I need to do is also take this. Cut. No, I didn't need to cut it. I just want to copy. Paste. This one can go back in. And then we'll also have L for love interest. Because I love to make my life difficult. I'm trying to make my life easy is what I'm doing. And we'll change this all to L. Actually, you know what? I might default to there's just being this default and then just have LPN be the love interests. He still felt bad for player name due to her history. So we want the her, so it's going to be, this needs to be L. We're going to do P. So that's going to be P in, if I can hit the right 3. And this is going to be P in 1. And this is going to be P in 1. And then I can change this to was. Okay, let's see if all of that worked. So we're gonna close this out. Yes. And we're gonna launch the project again. And we're gonna see if all that worked. Okay, I'm gonna choose Aiden this time. He just finished the latest chapter. It was pretty good for a romance novel. And even Princess Agnes made for a good and relatable main character. Yet, somehow, you still felt bad for Aiden. Due to his history, you still feel bad. It should be feel bad for Aiden, not felt bad. You still feel bad. I'm so used to writing in past tense that writing in present tense is like, you wish he could have had, due to his history, you wish he could have had a happier ending. Even if he was the main villain of the story. Well, guess there's nothing left but a few more chapters. Aiden and Vivian's, not Aiden. Oh, it shouldn't be player name. It should be love interest name here. So this should be love interest, not main character. Okay, there we go. And then I think I hit Shift R. Even if he was the main villain. Yes. Well, there's nothing left but a few more chapters. Princess Agnes's and Vivian's wedding. I don't think it's Agnes's. I don't think the main character needs that apostrophe S. I think it's just Vivian. Alright, so let's shift reload again. Oh. Princess Agnes and Vivian's wedding at this point. A ... Maybe some fanfics will do you justice, Aiden. Oh? Huh? What the? If you feel so bad for me, then you do it. What? Who? Where am I? I might put in a slight pause there because that's really fast. Also, I need to capitalize this where. Scene cut 2. How do I pause for a couple seconds? I don't remember that. There is a way to like make it pause. It's like wait. Wait is a command you can do. It's just that's all text I'm looking for. It's not here. I know there's a way to tell the game to like wait a few seconds before showing text. It's just what if I put pause? Yes, here it is. I can tell it to do a quick pause. I don't know if that's long or short, but we're going to see what happens. And this time I'm going to choose Nadia, just to make sure. Through her history, you wish she could have had a happier ending, even if she was the main villain of the story. There we go. It works. I'm glad I remembered how to do this, or at least had the script that I could pull over. I kind of want it to be a little longer than that, so let's do half a second. Let's go back. Let's have that load with the fade. Let's give this a whole second pause and see how that feels. We're gonna choose Naughty again. I'm just gonna click through. Huh? What the? There we go. That feels so much better timing wise. A2. I totally can type. I promise this isn't what it looks like when I'm writing. I need to set another thing. I know. Just the S number equals. And then I gotta look at my character sheet to see what their different numbers were. You know, I don't want to type all that, so we're gonna just call it the S num. Well, that means I've got to reopen Google Docs. We'll just reopen Google Docs so that we save the bitrate, though, because I don't need all that stuff open. I don't need all those other tabs open right now. Okay, this is Nadia's numbers. So let's do the equals. And then we need to do Aiden's numbers. I need to find a new character, actually. And we're going to define character F as character slave 1. And we're going to define character G as slave 2. There we go. I did that lowercase, right? Yeah, I did lowercase. Okay. I need to find another value again. And then obviously for Nadia, twin equals Eden. I'm actually going to take all of this. No, because I needed to check only after screen shows. All that has to be there. So and I did that lowercase, right? I did. You wanna be next? You better get out here. Wait. Twin? But isn't that the name of their name? Twin? Scramble to your feet, confused by the circumstances. You walk out of the cell, noticing several other people milling about. Some are adults like you. Most are children. Did I define the other? Yeah. G. Her, his. So P and 3. Their worst off animals. There we go. And turn the music up because I'm not talking very much. I apologize about that. Just focused on writing. I'll turn it back down once I actually have something worth saying. I'm not sure that's how you indicate thinking. Okay, it's just the I. I think I looked that up because I was going to mess myself up. Okay. I'm ready to kind of test and see how this comes out. But one thing I've realized I want to do is I want to switch this into a different script. So this is a case where that one's not going to help me. So now I need to open one of my Boda files to try and see what I need to do next. Let's turn the music down a bit. So now I need to open one of these where I separated my scripts out better. Yep, so I just need to define what this scene is. So I do need to make a file, new project. No, not a new project. File, new file. And we're just going to do a default text. We're going to save this as game scripts chapter 1. And we're going to save this as chapter 1 dot rpy. I'm going to save it. We're going to take all of this. We're going to cut it. And paste it here. And now what I think I need to do is if I hit file, open, file, I go to chapter 1, I go to conversation. Yep, I just need to make it a label. So, I can close that. And I just want to label it CH1. Okay. close that? I can close this. And we're gonna kneel. We take all of this, tab it in so it's underneath the label. I don't know why I tapped in so much. Why did it do that anyway? Like, this should have never been tabbed in the first place. I don't know why it does that sometimes when you, like, copy paste, is it tabs everything in. So I delete this. Now I gotta delete all this extra space. Because now when I try to tap it in, it's gonna create an issue. Oh, joys of working in Rinpy. All this space. Almost done. And then I can actually put it all under the label and make sure that works. And then test out and see how all this looks. All right. Now I want to take all of this, tab it in so that it's underneath this label. Sweet. Now I want to save. And then I want to tell this to jump CH1. And that's it. So I want to close that all together because I changed a bunch of stuff. And we're going to launch it fresh and see what issues I made. Look at that. Already messed up. See, why did it double tab it all in? You know, what if I just do this? Actually, let me get out of this one because I can't undo. I'm just gonna quit. We're gonna go back here. And go to CH. And so what if I just take all this right now? And I cut it. Since it's being difficult to cut. Also, it might be lowercase. It might be uppercase, I don't remember. Okay, so that time it didn't do it. At least we have good music to listen to from one of my other games while I try to remember how to do this. It is label. It's lowercase. Okay. Let's undo all the undos I've done. Okay, no. That's fine. What I'm going to do here is take all of this again, and we're going to tab it in so it's under the label. And then I'm going to get rid of this and do this. And that should fix it. Because it should be like this. What's wrong, little girl? I need to pause the stream for a second. Something's going on with one of my kittens. So I will be right back. All right, I'm back. She was fine. Okay. Let's test the skin. What is going on? I know for a fact if you want something to be under a label, it needs to be like this. Fine. This is how it needs to be. This is literally how I have it set up in the other script. Okay, maybe I just need to close and reopen it. Let's try that. It's literally how it is here. Why am I getting this error? If I undo it, this is a whole other problem. Well, now I can't undo it without manually undoing it. Because this isn't under the label anymore, so it's just gonna end. I'm like 1,000% sure that that's what it's about to happen. But it's sitting here telling me I can't do this, so... Even though I know this is exactly how you do it. So I'm gonna undo it. I guess I can just now undo it because I tabbed it. Here we go. And now it's not gonna work. Oh, it did work. It's weird because that's not how it's set up in my other one. But whatever. As long as it works, I guess. But now I'm curious. If I do label 2. I guess not. Because usually if it's supposed to be indented, like if I did, if player name, like I did menu, it didn't tab it in. And I definitely know menu is supposed to be tabbed in. Yeah, it has to be tabbed in, so it's under the menu. Sorry, I hit my mic. I'm so sorry. We're also about to have ads in about 4 minutes, so I'm gonna hurry and try and see what this is all about. Okay, now it's saying tab characters aren't allowed. There is literally tabs here. Literally tabs here. What in the world is going on? Fine, I'll do it like that. Watch it not work. That's what I thought. And then it says me tab characters aren't allowed. So what am I supposed to do? It's not automatically doing the tab, but it needs to be tabbed. Otherwise it doesn't know what it is. Why is this happening? What if I literally just copy this? Oh, those are spaces. Why are they spaces? Yeah, A2. And now let's see if it's happy. That's weird. You definitely used to be able to like tab stuff in. But it is time for ads, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. This is a great time to hydrate, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye. I definitely used tapped in the other one and it let me, so I'm just not going to argue with it. Got a minute left on ads. So I'll just have to remember to press spacebar like twice when I need to have a space. 30 seconds and we'll be back, and we'll be testing out to see if my code isn't trash. It likely is, because I likely misspelled something, or knowing my luck, forgot punctuation somewhere else. Because gosh, do I suck at not doing that. I swear I try to remember to do my punctuation properly, and I always forget. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and we're back. All right, ads are over, so now we're back. Now we're just going to launch the project, and we're gonna see if it all works. I'm gonna make those images bigger, but we're just testing things, so placeholders are fine for now. And I don't remember. Okay, so I chose Nadia. Even Prince Bella made a good and relatable main character, yet somehow you still feel bad for Nadia. Due to her history, you wish she could have had a happy ending. Cool, even if she was the main villain. First name tag. Well, there's just a few more chapters. Maybe some fanfics will do you justice, Nadia. Oh, and then blank. Huh? What the? You feel so bad for me? Then you do it. What? Who? Yeah, I like that 1 second pause. It's too quick without that pause in there. So, this cell is awful. Why am I even here? Who is talking to me? Hey. Yep, the numbers came through just fine. Calyrex is looking for you, so stop self-cleaning yourself. Twin came through just fine. Wait, Aiden? But isn't that the name of Nadia's twin? Some are adults like you, most are children. Oh, there we go. It had no idea what I wanted. Knew that was gonna happen, so we're gonna roll back. So it's confused by me wanting the italicized. Which honestly, I want it here too. So we're gonna actually go back more. And do it there. Because I was pretty sure you just have to put the I if you just want something like italicized. maybe you have to do something else. I don't think I've ever tried to do it before. Because I've just done the, just talking. I didn't make any changes that I want to save. So let's go to our good friend, the internet. So, italicized text and print. Just look it up. Oh, it needs to. Well, let's see if it works before I do it for all of it. It says it needs to be this one. Let's save it and see if it works. So we're gonna do shift reload. Nope, it doesn't know what that is. Or is it just asking for a space? Yep, it doesn't know what I'm trying to do. That did not work. Let's look at the official documentation. Yep, I already have that. See, that's uppercase, lowercase, quoting, translate. So it should be like that. Oh, it needs to be inside the quotations. That's the problem. Okay. Let's try it again, but we're going to put it inside the quotations. It looks like that was my problem, is it needs to be inside the quotations. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, so that worked. So we're just going to take this, copy, paste, remove this, paste, remove this, paste, do that, paste. So I type it a bunch of times when I can copy paste. Copy pasta. And now we just need to do the closing. I'm just going to leave that documentation up because I'm probably going to need to reference it like a bunch more times. I wish I remembered more than I do, but it's just been a while. I just said the word right now, so we're not going to say it again, actually. That's bad writing. Shabam! Alright, done. So now we're going to... It shouldn't need to reload. It already reloaded. Nice. So, italicized. Isn't that the name of Nadia's twin? It came out perfectly. Alright, number repeated. Scramble to your feet, confused by the circumstances. You walk out of the cell, noticing several other people milling about. Some are adults like you. Most are children. What is this place? Ah, look who finally decided to come out. Our precious numbers with her name. Okay. Stop it. Random slave number. They're worse off than us. Yeah, whatever. Just get to Calor. Seems like you found you a new buyer, Nadia. You freeze at hearing Nadia's name. Wait, that's... You look down and notice you were dressed like the rest. Shabby clothes as if you never changed. And pulling out your hair? You notice it's a bright white blonde. Am I in the Princess Omega right now? This is crazy. This is awesome. There is no what this is happening. There should be no way. There is no way. Okay, I know you can define images to be with certain characters. So I do need to see how to do that again, because I didn't really do it before. Displaying images. Yep, those are layers. Yeah, I can do that. So I can go back to my characters and define image. How did I do it for how did I do it for Abyssal Frontier so that I didn't have to constantly do it more than once? I can also see how I did it for Blade of the Archangel, the same thing. Because I just defined the character and then show screen shoes. Where did I define all of those images though? Open file. I just gotta find where I defined all of that. It's gonna be slightly easier to find in this than it will be. Did I define them here? No, this is all the party stuff for combat. Where did I define all of the images? This is why I'm trying to stay more organized this time, because this is so annoying to not know where things are. And having to like look for all of these scripts that I know are here somewhere. That is definitely not, because I'm not messing with that until I absolutely have to. Maybe I will try and find it where I put in Fatal Frontier, because this has less scripts. Images and music. Yes, I need to do consistent condition switch. This is what I need. This is what I need. Copy. And we're going to put it under characters. We're going to hit these. Oh, we don't need that. Okay. And if I remember how we're doing it, is persistent player 1 is 0, and that's B1. So we're just going to change this to B. I don't need to change anything about that because there's only 2 options. We're just going to call it PNT. Is that lazy? Because I'm not done. And then I do need to close it. That shouldn't cause an issue. Yep. And It's funny because it says bright white blonde, and it is definitely not bright white blonde. Oh, I didn't show the picture. I messed something up. What did I mess up? Let me just open the actual script. I messed something up because it didn't show the picture. Game. Oh my god. All these achieve checks at the beginning. Yeah, it should be show at. This is because I don't have a left? I called it PNT. This should match. Yeah, F1 and B1. Okay. And I put show image PNT at center. I don't know. With move in left? Is that the problem? Because I didn't give it a move in? It's still not working. Oh, it's because I didn't save it here? No, it's saved. PNT. You get out of the way. That should work. I defined the image. I called the image. It's saved. Why is it not showing up? Why is it not working? Alright, let's reload. Make sure it actually reloaded. There we go. Now can I remove the move in and have it still work? So I actually don't want it to slide, I just want it to appear. Actually, can I do with dissolve? I think dissolve is one that works. Yeah, there we go. Yay! This will look so much better with the actual art. And then this is crazy. This is awesome. This is crazy. Sweet. Alright. I'm actually really happy that I figured that out because I felt real stupid for a second there because I'm like, I know how to do this. I'm actually going to put a slight pause there, but I'm going to make it shorter than a second. I'm going to put a slight pause, but I'm going to make it like 0.7. Just so, like, if once there's actual music, the music has enough time to kick in before it's trying to make everything go at once. I actually need to look up Vote Battle for this. Because there's a command you can use that makes, like, the thing shake. Like, everything shake. I just don't remember what it is. I think what I want is like if hit. It's not dice. Not complicated battle. Not boss. Not player tag. So you can make a full-on turn base in here. I have it. I'm trying. Okay, there we go. It might be player attack. No, I need to see where it jumps to for the enemy attack. So attacks. V punch. That's what's called. I just need to know what that was called with V punch. Alright, so I'm gonna choose Aiden this time. Oh. There we go, and get the little screen shake. It's a little more impactful. I'm gonna add something here. You start to feel dizzy. Our reload here. Oops. Okay, our reload here. No. We're gonna reload to make sure it works. V-Bunch. Huh? What the? You feel so bad for me. Then you do it. You start to feel dizzy. Wait. Ooh. Suddenly, as if overcome by something, you pass out in your room. Where am I? Might add something like, ow, my head. Oh, whoops. I wanted to actually go to the code. So we're going to add in... Maybe this time, maybe this game will count as a visual novel, considering my other game didn't, even though it's made in the same software. Alright, we're gonna go back a bit. And we're gonna reload. Who? Suddenly, as if overcome by something, you pass out in your room. Ow. My head. You glance around. Where am I? This cell is awful. Why am I even here? Who's talking to me? Hey! Numbers. Ah, good. I did Aiden's numbers. Calrix is looking for you, so stop sulking in your cell. Nadia is dead, and unless you want to be next, you better get out here. Wait, Nadia? But isn't that the name of Aiden's twin? Now, Calrix won't wait all day. You scramble to your feet, confused by the circumstances. You walk out of the cell, noticing several other people milling about. Some are adults like you. Most are children. What is this place? Ah, look who finally decided to come out. Our precious 34872 with his name. Stop it. They're worse off than us. I should change that to another pronoun. Like, he's worse off or she's worse off. So we're going to back up. And I'm going to add a new pronoun option. I'm going to be doing this a lot, by the way. So we're going to be adding a new pronoun option. So this is going to be PN4. Which is going to be he's. she's. Get rid of the extra quotation. And then I can go back to here, and then what says there. I'm gonna just put pronoun for here. EN4. There we go. Just to be safe, I'm gonna do this again. Our precious, what's his name? Oh! He doesn't know what I'm looking for. Missed it. Did I? No, PN4. PN4. I defined it. It's lowercase, like it should be. PN4. Oh, because I didn't save. Oh, actually, it might be because, yeah, it's not defined before rollback. I'd have to roll back all the way to the beginning. So we're going to do that. This is the downside of when I have it define everything at the beginning. If I make a change, then I have to restart. We're going to stick with Aiden because I just did it. We're just going to click all through all this. There's no choices and stuff anyway. All right, I just want to make sure the PN4 works. As if you've never changed and pulling out your hair. You notice it's a bright white blonde. Am I in the Princess Omega right now? This is crazy. There's no way this is happening. There we go. All right, awesome. The he, she's worked. Oh my goodness. Have I already been streaming for 2 hours? I've only gotten that much done in 2 hours. Wow. Here I thought I was going to get all the way to like the end of like this first chapter-ish, prologue-ish section. That I'm calling chapter 1, but this is more like a prologue. You take a closer look at your appearance. I'm going to turn the music back up because I'm going to be writing again. And so I'm not going to be talking as much. So I'm going to play some good music for you guys. This is from my other games. think I still have it up. I need to define something else. I need some value, so I do need to double check how to do this. I should just leave one script open. And it probably should be this one, because this one's pretty much all in one script. Save a few things that are written in other scripts. I want to say default. That's what I want to call it. And I only need to define one value. So it's default dividend equals 0. Start with no dividend points. Menu. Tell the truth. Here so I can remember that this is the one I'm just using to help me. I think I remember how to do it, but I'm just when you make a choice, so I'm looking for a menu option. Here we go. So it's just $sign value plus equals 1. $sign dividend plus equals. I don't have anything for the memory. I didn't download an image for the memory. So we're not going to worry about it, and just know there will... Make myself a note, insert memory scene here. So that way I don't forget to do it. So what I did right there was just left myself a comment so that when I come back and I have like all of the art for this first section, I remember to put that there. made you wear Radomir came. Actually, I want any image that's not like conditional to be above. Isn't there a way to do a shorthand for defining images? Not really, it doesn't look like, so. Back in here, so. We're just gonna call it image cal equals images slash who do I want to be my caloric stand-in? Is that a JPEG or it's a PNG? Yeah, that can be my caloric stand-in. There we go. Image cal 4.6, so I can say hide play in T. Show cal. I just called it cal. At center. With dissolve, actually. Oof. Okay. I need to find another image, so image red equals images slash this is also a PNG, so .png. Oh, there was an ad break. I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't notice. I am so sorry. I'm just naming files right now. I wasn't really doing much. I think it's cut to. We don't want to be outside yet. Yeah, it's cut to. So I'm just going to take this part to copy. I don't actually want to bring that back yet. Changed my mind. All right. Okay. I'm going to test and see how these choices work. And see if I messed up. Well, I mean, first we're going to try and load. And see if it'll even load. That'll be our first indication if we messed up or not. But I also want to make sure the transitions look good, the timing feels right, things like that. So we're just going to click through a lot of the beginning. Hi, Celia. Okay, so this is a visual novel, so I'm working in Renpai right now. And it is a visual novel dating sim based on the isekai as a villainess trope. Because I was talking to one of my other writer friends, Ninja, who I play games with a lot on here. And we were talking about how, like, the isekai as a villainess trope would lend itself really well to a dating sim. And yet I've never seen one using that trope. And I have somehow been talked into doing it myself. Because I am weak and when I get new story ideas. And the fun part is I'm actually repurposing an old story idea for this. Yeah, it's a lot of writing because I'm just using placeholder assets right now. I'm not using any of the actual assets that will be in the game, but this is going to be a lot of writing and I'm going to have to do a lot of, I guess, flavor coding is how I'll put it. But this is, and I kind of want it to be done in time for a Valentine's Day release, so I kind of need to start it now. And the plans I had for the writing workshop, it's mostly ready, but I want to give it a little more time to do some more research. So I pushed off the writing workshop and I'm working on this instead. Because this is really great if you wanted to make a playable version of your story, or if you wanted to make a more interactive version of your story. Renpai is great because it is mostly writing. I think I just spent the last 20 minutes quietly writing. It can get intense, as seen with like this one, but we're not to this point yet. I'm just writing the prologue right now, and we're about to test and see how bad my code is. First, does Renpai get mad? Yes, it did. Okay, so that's line 128. Is it because I did uppercase? I think it's supposed to be lowercase. Did I fix one of the issues? Nope. I've done seen black before. Like I did it with V punch right there. I guess I can't do it with dissolve. I guess it has to be with fade. Guess you can't do scene black. Oh, I did uppercase. So dissolve might be fine. It might just be because I did uppercase. I was trying to come up with a story that the setting was with that setting once because I was frustrated seeing so many one-note villains in those webcomics. I mean, I don't mind the isekai as the villainess trope. I think it's okay. I have versions of the trope I don't like. I have flavors of the trope I don't like. I have flavors of the trope I really, really like. And so, since I'm writing this, I'm very much leaning into the flavors of the trope that I like. Which is that she's not this poor, pitiful, misunderstood, and was actually really sweet, and the main character was actually really evil, and the only reason they were played as a villainess is because for some reason the author didn't know their own story's lore and wrote them that. I think that's stupid. So what I'm doing is the villain / villainess, because you can choose to play as male or female, knows exactly what they did and does not care. Do they have a tragic backstory? Yes. Do they have a valid reason for doing wrong things? Yes. Do they regret? Does it make them tragic? No. They did horrendous things knowingly and don't regret it at all. And kind of the setting, which is what I'm setting up, is that you, player, get isekai'd into the story because they're kind of offended by the fact that you said you pitied them for having a bad ending because they were okay with dying. They got their revenge, and that's all that mattered to them. And so they kind of got annoyed with the fact that you're like, oh, you deserved better. They're like, oh, so I deserved better? Then do better. And that's the setup, which is what I'm currently writing. But this also serves as a great way for me to remember the syntax for Ren'Py and how things need to be written in order to work. Because I haven't worked in Ren'Py since I made Abyssal Frontier. Is it still mad with me? Okay, now it's the no way. It's mana bound. Did I forget the semicolon? I forgot the semicolon. I will forget many a semicolon. Because I feel like I probably forget semicolons more than I forget anything else. Oh my gosh. It's already been 3 hours. I've been sitting here coding and writing for 3 hours. And I still haven't gotten as far as I wanted to, which was finishing the prologue. Yay. All right, so I fixed all the syntax errors, so we're finally loaded. I've definitely seen that the Saintess is actually a villain. I think that's a concept I recently saw. Or the villain is the Saintess, or is it the evil Saintess? I don't know. There was also one I didn't finish where it was like the villainess of the story was actually the Saintess, but somebody else wanted to take her thunder, so they propped up a fake Saintess. It was really weird, but it was really good, but it never got finished, so I can't finish reading it. I really did like that idea. So I like your idea as well. It sounds very similar, and I think it would be great. Especially if you finish it, because the one I started didn't get finished, and it was very sad. Alright, we're gonna choose Aiden again. Alright, you just finished, blah blah blah. It's pretty good. Princess Agnes was relatable, yet somehow you feel bad for Aiden. Due to his history, you wish he could have had a happier ending, even if he was the main villain of the story. Maybe some fanfics will do you justice, Aiden. Oh. V-punch. Make the screen shake. I like the V-punch because it makes the screen shake and gives that extra oomph when something happens. Huh? What the? If you feel so bad for me, then you do it. You start to feel dizzy. What? Who? Suddenly, as if overcome by something, you pass out in your room. I probably shouldn't do the V-punch until the pass out, right? It feels kind of awkward otherwise. So let's roll it back. Scroll up where? Here we go. So let's cut this. I'll just have you just hear in a voice. We'll put it here. That makes more sense. And then I need to shift reload. Okay. Oh. Huh? What the? It's not ad time, Latte Tap. Oh no, it is ad time. You're right, Latte Tap. Okay, ads should start running any minute here. There they go. Latte Tap was right. I am going to take a drink of my water during this break. Latte Tap was right. Not perfect, but mostly right. Flavored raspberry tea water. This background looks really nice, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna draw the room yet. It's only one scene, so I'm not really concerned with how the room looks. I would keep this image, but I don't have the right to use it in like a game or anything. And I know some people like AI generate their backgrounds, but I'd rather just, even if it doesn't look great, I'd rather get the practice in drawing backgrounds and make it myself. That's what I did for Abyssal Frontier. This will be harder because of the romantasy setting in order to fit with the isekai as a villainess trope. but I'd still prefer the practice. I'd rather do photo manipulation before I use data. Or like pay someone to do the backgrounds. That is also an option. But I don't know. Probably wouldn't have the money to pay someone to do them. It's a nice idea though. Pay someone to do the backgrounds with better backgrounds than me. I could just do them myself. Make them super stylized like I did before. Alright, I mean, I also could go on Itch.io and see if anyone's got like free backgrounds that can be used and stuff. A lot of people sell like game assets and stuff on Itch.io, so that's always a good place to get assets if you don't have them. But I definitely will be doing all the character art myself. No way I'm paying for that. Mostly just talking for you two people on YouTube. There are ads on Twitch right now, so we're paused for 30 more seconds. And then we'll continue testing to make sure the code I wrote and everything works. And that I didn't mess it all up. 20 more seconds. Thank you to my 2 YouTube viewers. Thank you. I'm sure one of those YouTube viewers is Ninja. But thank you to whoever the second YouTube viewer is. Even if you're just lurking, I'm glad you came out to check the stream. Alright, welcome back from ads. And we're gonna keep going through to make sure everything works. So what I changed so far is I moved that the black screen doesn't hit until after you pass out. There you go. Suddenly, as if overcome by something, you pass out in your room. Because that makes more sense than passing out, like, that makes more sense than passing out before. It makes more sense than the black screen being before this moment. And then the slow load in, the pause, ow, my head. You glance around. Where am I? Cell is awful. Why am I even here? Who's talking to me? Hey, slave number. That loaded correctly. Alex is looking for you, so stop sulking your cell. Twin is dead, so unless you want to be next, you better get out here. Wait, Twin? But isn't that the name of player name's Twin? Oh, kitten! Kitty! First kitty mentioned on stream. Okay, now number... There should be a space there. Hi, Ninja! Over on YouTube. I figured you were one of the YouTube viewers. There's somebody else over there with you today. There should be a space there. So that should be... Yeah, here. I don't know if it'll reload that space. Yep, it reloaded the space. Calyx won't wait all day. You scramble to your feet, confused by the circumstances. You walk out of the cell, noticing several other people milling about. Some are adults like you. Most are children. What is this place? Ah, look who's finally decided to come out. Our precious number with his name, which is good because it would be her if I had chosen Nadia. There should be a space there. He's worse off than you. Here we go. He's like, so you're forgetting the fact she committed so many crimes, but because she forgot about them, she gets to get away with it, lol. But the theme is supposed to be he learns to be nice to people while traveling the world. No, it's all good. That's why I paused the stream for ads. I just kept talking because I've got some YouTube viewers tonight. So I was mostly talking through ads for them. But I didn't do anything during ads. I mean, it is always kind of weird when, like, if the villainess has actually committed crimes before the new main character gets isekai'd into their body, that they're like, oh, well, since her personality has entirely changed and she's a new person, we're just gonna forget that she actually did bad things. That's a little weird to me, which is why again, there are different flavors of the trope I like, and the one I particularly like is when, like, the person is reincarnated into, or isekai'd, I guess, isekai'd into the villain/villainess's body before they've done anything truly bad, and if the villain was actually a villain, not just a poor misunderstood puppy that for some reason everyone villainized anyway. Because I don't know, it rubs me the wrong way. Also, the portrayals I've seen of the villain just actually was an awful person, and like the protagonist actually has to kind of fight against those evil instincts is just more interesting to me than the villain was just a misunderstood puppy who was actually secretly good the whole time. Excuse me. But yeah, I love how you put evil in quotes, so it makes me question how evil he's supposed to be. Yeah, whatever. Just get to college. Seems like you found your new buyer, Aiden. You freeze at hearing player names. Wait, that's... Look down and notice you're dressed like the rest. Shabby clothes as if you've never changed. And pulling out your hair, you notice it's a bright white blonde. I know it's a placeholder image. Placeholder. Am I... I forgot about that story. I need the villain alive. Wow. I get that idea. That's also like a weird way to start a story. Yeah, you probably should figure out who the villain is for I Need the Villain Alive Ninja. Yeah, that's kind of one of those like... But isn't that the privilege of being royalty? Is that as long as you don't hurt the wrong person, you can get away with anything? Isn't that the royalty perk? Which, I mean, I hate, but it is realistic to how things worked in real life. If you were noble, you pretty much could get away with whatever you wanted. The Princess Omega right now. This is crazy. This is awesome. I'm just going to know whichever one we get. Okay, I got this. Is crazy. There's no way this is happening. You take a closer look at your appearance. Okay, and then I can go back to, this is awesome. I can't believe I'm actually in the story. You take a closer look. Yeah, don't worry, Latte Tap. I'm sure somebody will be nice and let you snack on their dreams. You're doing a very good job today, and we haven't had to ban anyone. Actually, can I notice that I'm streaming in game dev today, and I haven't had anyone come in, like no bots come in to advertise viewers. But anytime I stream in writing or in repo, I always get bots coming in being like, want to buy cheap viewers? Want to buy cheap viewers? But not in game dev. Software and game development. Weird. You take a closer look at your appearance. It's clear you've been crying for days from your swollen face. It's a far cry from how Aiden was portrayed when Princess Agnes met them. That should be a PN. So... let me define. So it should be him, her, so PN2. PN2. I mean, if you would have gotten away with it anyway, and then suddenly being told, oh, you can't get away with it now because we just learned she's the saintess, like, it's kind of just... it's less he's the evil person and more the system is, honestly, at that point. It's more a commentary on the system than him. Right now, he's gathering his harem and learning their backstory. I think the villain is the prince that is trying to start a war because of MC and used his sister to cause the accident. You're gonna have to remind me what the I Need the Villain Alive is about, Ninja, because I'm half remembering what that sounds like. But I'm still like, clueless, if that makes sense. I do remember that main character was isekai'd into story and not happy about it. No, of course. I mean, again, half of these streams is you guys talking to me. I actually debated if I wanted to do this in writing, since 90% of what I'm doing is writing, but technically this is game dev because I am writing the game. It's a lot of writing because it's a visual novel. You should do what I do and have way too many Google Docs with all of your world building for your different story ideas, Ninja. So that way, maybe one day if you decide to make a visual novel game, you just have world building you can pull from. That's what I did with this. This was world building for a novel I was going to write, and now I'm turning it into a visual novel. Game idea, because that's faster than coming up with something from scratch. But no, I loved hearing your idea, Sylvia. Yes, yes. For the Google Docs mess of world building. But it's great because when you're finally ready to write something or you want world building for something else, you're just like, hey, let me just borrow this real quick. And you don't have to start from scratch. Because I just wasn't in the mood to start from scratch for this project. And I was like, wait, I've got a perfect medieval fantasy world building setting waiting to be taken advantage of. Sure, it's Omegaverse, but who cares? It's medieval fantasy. Take a look at your appearance. It's clear you've been crying for days from your swollen face. It's a far cry from how Aiden was portrayed when Princess Agnes met him. There we go. Got the right pronouns. Hey, number Calrix. Now? Oh, right. As you walk down the hall, you recall what you remember about this part of the story. It was only ever referenced. That should be a D. It was only ever referenced. Mystery VNs are a whole other, like, ballpark. Like, I feel comfortable making this dating sim one because I've practically already written one. I've just never finished the game project because that's Blade of the Archangels, which also has combat, which I need to make up my mind how much of the combat is necessary and how much of it I can maybe cut. Like, I need to make up how much of the systems surrounding the combat are necessary and how much I can cut out in order to make it work in Rimpai, because Rimpai can't handle everything I'm trying to do. And that's my pet project, and so I don't even really want to touch it yet anyway. So it's just sitting on the back burner until I finally am ready to tackle it and do what I want to with it. But I definitely don't want it to be my second game anyway, which is why I've gone through like 3 or 4 different second game ideas, and I think this is one I'll actually finish because it's easy and it's mostly writing. But mystery novel VNs, whew, I can't write a mystery normally. This is simpler than different endings, but I can kind of show you how I usually handle multiple endings things. So if we go to Google Docs, we're going to go to my game dev Google Docs, where I keep all my game dev documents. Sorry for all the blindingness. Google Docs doesn't want to get along with dark mode. I'm sorry. Chapter summaries. I'm going to do the same thing for this story. I just haven't written it out yet. This is how I keep track of it. I made a chapter summaries document that tells me what the chapters are and what the main events for each chapter are and what goes on. And then when it comes to the endings, I think it's after chapter 6 is where endings start. Yeah, this is where endings start. So, like, all of my different endings are here. And as far as keeping track of them in Rimpai, that's easy because I just declare a value. You know, I just, like, even with this one, with keeping track of the different endings for Abyssal Frontier, I just made it a value. And then before it decides on an ending, I'm like, check if this value equals this much, then that's the ending you get. This one is simpler because the only value was villain as far as endings, because you either die and get a bad ending or you get an ending with whoever you choose to date. That's it. Those are the ending options here. So I'll have to define more values as true or false, like depending on who you choose. And then, you know, if you choose them, then it becomes true, and then therefore when it's checking for what ending you get, it's looking for who is listed as true, and then you get that person's ending. So this is way simpler than this one. Yeah, like I said, mystery, whole other beast. This is just dating sim. And I think there's, me trying to count on my fingers, 2, 3, 7 romanceable characters in Blade of the Archangels. 7. Which is why I feel comfortable that I can do 6 to 7 for this dating sim I'm doing. Because if I could fully write out Blade of the Archangels story and get 7 dateable routes that are all unique and have different flavors, then I can definitely do this for this, which is way simpler from a storytelling perspective and a gameplay perspective. So it's going to have 6 or 7 romanceable options, and I'm going to figure out how to get a poly option in here if it's the last thing I do. His name is Jonas Minos. His sister John Quill poisoned him, and he's just waking up from a coma. Jonas went to sleep one day and has always had long dreams that seem to take years before he wakes up the next day. Ah, okay. Okay. I actually remember the beginning for that now. Yeah, so I feel confident I can do this. It's just, I know myself, and the art's going to take the longest part. So if I actually want to get it done, I need to start now, which is why I'm doing it. So I'll pretty much work on this when I don't have anything to do for a writing workshop. And I'll probably do work on it off stream as well, and then just occasionally pop in on stream, show like progress, and work on it some more when I don't have a writing workshop to do, or when I'm not ready to do a writing workshop yet, like tonight's workshop, which I just want more time to do a bit more research into character story summaries, since that was a big thing mentioned at the reading stream last weekend, that a lot of people have issues with writing story summaries, and they are really hard. I've just gotten slightly better at it from having it to do it so much for all my different stories, and I still suck at it. So I just want to make sure I do enough research, so if I'm hosting a writing workshop about it, that I at least sound like I know what I'm talking about. It was only ever... Oh, I need to reload this because it needs to be referenced. There we go. Jonas needs to gather his sister's 5 pets and get them to love him instead. One of these 5 guys is the villain that poisoned him. Okay, and that's the villain he has to keep alive, right? Or is it like he has to keep all 5 alive and they're technically all villains to him because they want to be with his sister? It's like steal your sister's harem. You know what, Ninja? I'm just saying that would make a great visual novel idea. Steal your sister's harem. That would make a great visual novel idea. Absolutely. People would eat that up. Like, it's already got its, like, tagline. You have to steal your sister's harem. There you go. That sells the whole experience. Yeah, you can run it by me. I love short Halloween stories. I actually have a new horror story that's going to be going up on my reading channel for October. I just finished writing it. I just got to start recording it because I love doing short horror. So yes, I'm absolutely. Run it by me. I'm going to keep clicking through this. Eden Nadia, he was one of the first people Aiden had sought out to kill, and the one who got Princess Agnes and Vivian to notice something was going on. Finally. I can't wait to get the actual art in here. You look up to see a man standing in front of you. For some reason, you are aware that he is more dressed up than usual, not that usual. You're aware he's more dressed up than usual. Okay. He's more dressed up than usual. It might be all of them. I found my notes about it. See, if I remember correctly, it was a harem. So I want to call it Daedalus, and it's going to be an AU for my MC, the one who shares his name, and his dad, from his dad's point of view. Okay. So Daedalus is the father of Icarus, if I remember my Greek mythology. Damn, these other slaves can't even summon you properly. Okay, so I am right. Daedalus is the father of Icarus. Okay. I already see the potential for sad, but it depends on what the idea is. I'll deal with them later. Tell the truth or stay silent. Tell the truth. They got me. I just ignored them. Regardless, okay. And then stay silent. Regardless, hurry up and put this on. You notice he shoves fancy clothes towards you. They look familiar, and before you can accept, a memory flashes before your eyes. It's the same outfits Calrex made you wear when Radomir came. Anger fills you. Oh, wow. It's way too big. Well, you know what? It just works. You know, I'm actually going to change the image. Who can we change it to? I have another character. Who else do we have in here? Actually, I don't have another male character, though. It doesn't matter. It's just placeholder. Sorry, Navigator, I like you, but you're gonna have to be Radomir for a second. Did you hydrate? Maybe a coffee will do. A coffee would be lovely, Latte Tap, but it's 9 o'clock at night. We're almost 10 o'clock. Humans shouldn't be having coffee this late, Latte Tap. I would love a coffee, though. Ninja! You need to hydrate. You're making Latte Tap sad. You're gonna make Latte Tap very sad if you do not hydrate. Even I am hydrating. Anger fills you. Alright, sorry, Navigator. He is the true source of your pain. The one who killed Nadia right in front of you. For something as stupid as their heat not starting with yours. Wait. Why am I seeing Aiden's memories? You said I deserved better. Huh? You said I deserved better. So prove it. I just took a sip of coffee. Look, if you humans can't figure out that you shouldn't be drinking coffee at 10 o'clock at night unless you want to be up all night, then I can't help you, Ninja. What are you kittens doing? Oh, so the context is it's historical fantasy, and they are a king and a prince, and for this story, the citizens revolt, but because the king had previously saved them from an even worse guy, they set him up in a nicer tower, but they're still in prison. The king doesn't tell the prince why they got in prison, he just tells them the enemy got them. Okay, I'm liking the setup so far. Kittens, what are you doing? I've got like these 4 stacked shelves, and Goose is on the top shelf, and Duck is on the bottom shelf. And they're both just swatting at each other from the 2 shelves. Kitties, man. Kitties. I swear, they're so cute. I love them. But man, what are they? Hey, don't bite at that. It's a fake plant, but please, come on, don't bite at that. This is why I have fake plants. Otherwise, you destroy all my plants. All right, leave my fake plants alone. So prove it. Avenge Nadia and give me a happy ending. Feel my anger, my pain, and see if you can do better. That's stupid. I just felt sorry for you. I didn't say I could do better. Okay. And then a dare. What? Is this some kind of dare? Rewrite your story and I get what exactly? Get me a happy ending and you get to leave. Or stay, if that's what you want. And if I don't, he smiles. I need to capitalize that. So... I need to see how to do that. Text. How do I do capital? Okay. I'm still waiting to hear the rest, Celia. I haven't forgotten. I'm just trying to work and listen. Styling text. Forces the text to uppercase and forces the text to lowercase. Okay, so it just... There's no way I can make it upper, just the one uppercase. Oh, well, oh well. I would have to do a separate key in for it, which at the moment I'm just not going to. Maybe if it bothers me later, I'll do it. Okay, Prince is too sick to really do anything. He believes his dad. King starts making plans to escape. A la Icarus, they are wings to escape and he's somehow acquiring horny materials. Now Icarus, he is making wings to fly. But they by no means have bonding agents, so it would require a body modification. Oh, that's where the horror is coming in. Okay, okay. I'm interested so far. So there's a little bit of, it's okay. I mean, I can't type well on my phone either, which is why I prefer to do all my typing on my computer. But okay, I like what I'm hearing. I'm seeing the horror now. And horror can also be sad, by the way. So, got that bit of body horror going on. No, don't eat that. Goose. Don't chew on the thing on my water bottle. Goose. This little kitty. She just can't. Or stay if that's what you want. And if I don't, he smiles. You die like I did. Suffer my death. You shiver. Aiden was burned at the stake in the book. Web novel. It shouldn't be book, it should be web novel. Web novel. So shift reload. And the web novel, there we go. Even if you still wake up at home afterwards, you aren't eager to experience that. Fine. Alright. I'll get you a happy ending. One that gets you revenge and keeps you alive. And then, no way. No deal. I didn't agree to do anything. Aiden smiles and merely shrugs. Aiden! You blink and you're back in the cell block with Calrix. So Prince finds the plans and he doesn't want his dad to sacrifice himself for this, so he does it himself using magic. He's special and blessed by the gods and canon, so he can do this, and turns into a weird wing monster thing. Ooh. Ooh. Is it like a la The Fly? Weird wing monster thing? If it's a la The Fly, that's horror. 1000%. Especially if it's like a slow transformation and it doesn't happen all at once. I unfortunately really like body horror. It seems like you really don't have a choice. Oh, well, okay. I just need to finish writing this. Hurry up. Oh, Jesus, I gotta open my world building again. Medieval world building. Wrong thing. Why can I not remember what I need to click on? I think her name's Irene. Is what I named Vivian's mother. Jelena. Yep, Irene. Why do I keep I'm just gonna close this because I keep opening it for no reason. Words. Mean. Probably capitalize that. Is it ad time? It is. Ads are about to start. You're a little early again, Latte Taps, but you've got a good eye for this. Latte Taps always just a little bit early. We're going to pause again. To get a drink because stream is paused for ads. So I'm not going to be doing anything right now. So for the next 3 minutes, you could be getting a drink and staying hydrated. I am going to save this while we're on break so I don't forget. I could switch to our pause screen. I will because I want to do something real quick during this ad break. So shabam. Be back in a sec. Back with 20 seconds to spare. Can't beat that. All right, I'll wait. 12, 11, 10, 8, 7, 6. We don't get the number 9. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, I mean 7, 8, 9. So it makes sense that we're not getting the number 9. All right, we're back. Yep, yay, back. I even managed to finish what I was doing and get back in time. toxic sheltering. Yeah, I think it's unhealthy to not tell kids the truth and stuff. But like I said, especially Ninja, why are you just now eating dinner at 10 o'clock at night? But yeah, especially if you do it like especially like I said, especially depending on how you handle the body horror. It's sad, but it can be scary again, depending on how you handle the body horror. Oh, I didn't want to cut that. I wanted to copy. Um I mean, I did a story on my YouTube, my reading YouTube channel, because I don't stream on the same channel. I just have my reading videos on. Even though now all of my shorts on that channel are just, all my shorts on this channel are just, my cats. They're so cute. I can't help it. This one, which is A Mother's Love, which is a zombie horror story. It's sad, but I mean, it did better than my other horror story, which was Doors, which was just pure horror. So I think sad horror is definitely something people don't mind. And again, like I said, you've got the complete body horror element. It is definitely a story for October. And it's an interesting take on the whole Daedalus and Icarus. I think it's definitely an interesting take on like Daedalus and Icarus. Uh, I don't know how I want to end this prologue. Yeah, no, I totally like it and would totally read it. I would totally read it on my channel for Halloween. I'm waiting for another friend who had a short horror thing, and I really liked it. But they said they wanted to edit it before they let me read it for my channel, and I'm like, I'm waiting. I want to read it so bad. It was so good. I wish I could share it, but I have to wait for them to give it to me. But yeah, it's totally an interesting idea, and I love the body horror element you're bringing in with the magic. And like I said, especially if you make it a slow thing, like Daedalus doesn't notice at first, or Daedalus' father doesn't notice at first, but then slowly over the course of while he's still like working on the wings and stuff, notices that something is going on with his son until it's too late to change it. Absolutely. It's sad. It's horrific. Ugh. And especially if you end it with a tough choice. Mwah. Chef's kiss. And then I would do like chapter 1, and then so it would be jump chapter 2, which doesn't exist right now. So we're gonna go. So instead we're gonna put return for now, because right now this is the end. So let's just make sure it all works. Alright, we're going to choose Nadia this time. You just finished the latest chapter of the popular web novel, The Princess Omega. It was pretty good for a BL romance novel. I'm actually going to add something. we go. You could do a lot of conversation. You could do lore building. You could make it they have someone come and interact with them on a daily basis. You could also keep it short and have a lot of big spaces of time in between. Like, you don't have to describe every day they're in the tower. You just finished the latest chapter of the popular web novel, The Princess Omega. It was pretty good for a BL romance novel. Even the Omegaverse stuff was super interesting. And Prince Bella made for a good and relatable main character. Yet, somehow... Yeah, I'd love to see the vampire one you did. I am always down for a vampire story, and if it's sad... I'm just even more intrigued. Yet, somehow, you still feel bad for Nadia. If you want, you can send it through the read command to the Google Docs. Not necessarily for me to read on stream, but that's an easy way to send me a story so that the link doesn't get lost in chat, because then I have it. Due to her history, you wish she could have had a happier ending, even if she was the main villain of the story. Well, I guess there's nothing left but a few more chapters. Prince Bella and Vivian's wedding at this point. Maybe some fanfics will do you justice, Nadia. Oh? Huh? What the? If you feel so sorry for me, then you do it. You start to feel dizzy. What? Who? Suddenly, as if overcome by something, you pass out in your room. Ow, my head. You glance around. Where am I? This cell is awful. Why am I even here? Who was talking to me? Hey, blank. Calrix is looking for you, so stop sulking in your cell. Aiden is dead, and unless you want to be next, you better get out here. Wait, Aiden? But isn't that the name of Nadia's twin? Now, numbers. Calrix won't wait all day. You scramble to your feet, confused by the circumstances. You walk out of the cell, noticing several other people milling about. Some are adults like you. Most are children. What is this place? Ah, look who finally decided to come out. Our precious Numbers with her name. Stop it, Numbers. She's worse off than us. Yeah, whatever. Just get to Calrix. Seems he found you a new buyer, Nadia. You freeze at hearing Nadia's name. Wait, that's... You look down and notice you're dressed like the rest. Shabby clothes as if you've never changed, and pulling out your hair, you notice it's a bright white blonde. Am I in the Princess Omega right now? This is crazy. No way this is happening. You take a closer look at your appearance. It's clear you've been crying for days from your swollen face. It's a far cry from how Nadia was portrayed when Prince Bella met her. Hey, Numbers. Calrix. Now. Oh, right. As you walk down the hall, you recall what you remember about this part of the story. It was only ever referenced, but if you remembered right, Calrix was the name of the slaver who owned Nadia and Aiden. He was one of the first people Nadia had sought out to kill, and was the one who got Prince Bella and Vivian to notice something was going on. Finally! You look up to see a man standing in front of you. For some reason, you are aware that he is more dressed up than usual. Damn, these other slaves can't even summon you properly. I'll deal with them later. We'll stay silent. Regardless, hurry up and put this on. You notice he shoves fancy clothes at you. Toward you. They look familiar, and before you can accept, a memory flashes before your eyes. It's the same outfits Calrix made you wear when Radomir came. Anger fills you. He is the true source of your pain. The one who killed Aiden right in front of you. For something as stupid as their heat not starting with yours. Wait. Why am I seeing Nadia's memories? You said I deserved better. Huh? You said I deserved better. So prove it. Avenge Aiden and give me a happy ending. Feel my anger, my pain, and see if you can do better. A dare? What, is this some kind of dare? rewrite your story, and I get what exactly? Get me a happy ending, and you get to leave. Or stay, if that's what you want. And if I don't, she smiles. Die like I did. Suffer my death. You shiver. Nadia was burned at the stake in the web novel. Even if you wake up at home afterwards, you aren't eager to experience that. Fine. All right. I'll get you a happy ending. One that gets you revenge and keeps you alive. Nadia smiles and merely shrugs. Nadia. You blink and you're back in the cell block with Calrix. Seems like you really don't have a choice. Hurry up. The Verhovna, and I don't remember how to pronounce these words. I have a pronunciation guide, but I don't remember how to pronounce them myself right now. We'll be here soon. You remember from the reader dictionary that those words mean queen and prince. You know, okay. Okay. It would be funny to put all of that in there, but no. I like putting jokes in my games, and this will probably have lots of jokes and references, but no, not that one. Which means Vivian, the male lead, and his Omega mother, Irene, will be here soon. Will be here soon. Forgot the word soon. Soon. They will be here soon. Not an exclamation point. We're not that excited. We're not excited to see them. No, it's all good. Don't apologize for making a joke. You glance down at the clothes again. Nadia's words in your mind. Get me a happy ending, and you get to leave. Or die like I did. Suffer my death. You take a deep breath. No time like the present, I guess. Yes. That is actually a pretty good prologue. You haven't met anyone. It sets up the stakes. It sets up why you are going through all of this. I'm writing in second person. I just realized that. I did it to myself. Ugh. I'm writing in second person. Okay. All right. I actually like how that flows. It does look a bit weird not having the actual stuff. And I'm not sure if I want this. It's A2. I'm going to change this to A2 because it's actually supposed to be A2, not the character. It's supposed to be you. But yeah, that flowed really well. And this makes for a really good prologue, which is the only part I'm ready to write. I actually need to write the rest. Yeah, there's the link. Thank you, Latte Tap. Mwah. Best familiar. Basically doing my dirty work in chat so I don't have to. All right, so that's actually pretty good right now. So the next chapter, chapter 1, will be introducing Vivian and maybe another love interest. I want to try and introduce all of them before chapter 5. But I have to figure out what makes sense and who they are first, because I don't have that all figured out, okay? I just wanted... I don't have all that figured out. I just wanted to get started on the coding part. Because just to get this prologue done, that I don't even think took me 30 minutes to click through. Yeah, took me almost 4 hours. So, obviously, all the remaining chapters are going to take so much longer. But yeah, that's all I'm pretty much going to do on stream today. It has been almost 4 hours streaming. But I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me do game dev on stream again. I know it's been a hot minute since I've done any dev work on stream. But yeah, this is definitely going to be my next game project. The goal is to finish it before Valentine's Day. As you guys usually know, if you're in my Discord, I usually will make playable versions that you guys can play through for free. I don't ever charge for people to do beta testing for me. And it's not like you have to do it. You don't want to. I usually will put it up on itch.io so you can download it through there. or you can download it straight through the Discord. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Ninja, since you're halfway responsible for this idea, so you better have enjoyed it. Oh no! I'm so sorry. I've been streaming for almost 4 hours. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be streaming again tomorrow. I'll probably work on this for a little bit, Senryu, and then I'm gonna be playing Borderlands with Ninja, who's currently on the YouTube side right now. We're gonna be playing Borderlands together. Because I've never beaten 2, I've never played 3, so it doesn't make much sense to play 4. Everyone asks that. It's fine. Oh, thank you for the follow. We get a little kitty wave. Wave hi. Get our little kitty wave. So what that is, it's just to make sure that you actually, like, people actually read through the rules. So it's not like actually anything. It's, I think, the second rule from the bottom. That's it. It's like the third rule from the bottom, I think, as the answer. I'm double checking now. Trying to do too much at the same time. Yeah. Underneath where it says original works only. Yeah. I just didn't want to, like, bold it or anything, because then people would just pick it up. I'm not really concerned right now, because my streams are still pretty small. It's more of, like, a precaution for, like, if my streams get bigger and I start getting, like, all kinds of people trying to submit their stories for me to read, or people trying to be trolls and submit things that are clearly against TOS that I can't read out loud on stream to try and get me banned or something. So it's just like, if you can't even read through the rules and select pumpkin, then I don't need to be reading your story on stream. But that's why I don't mind telling people what it is right now. Okay. I'll read through it and see. Because I had to do the same thing for Busy Bard's story. Well, it's the 2 chapters he wanted me to read on stream. But as long as it doesn't get, like, too violent, too graphic. I mean, if they can allow Call of Duty on Twitch, as long as it's not going beyond like that, I don't see it as a bad thing. No, it's not bothering me at all. I do this because I enjoy it, and I absolutely love reading your guys' stories on stream. I love talking to you guys about writing and game dev and playing games. And then that's why I'm so excited for my birthday, which I'm waiting to hear back. I might have some exciting news about that. I have some exciting news to share next weekend anyway. So it's like there's a lot going on. And I'm super excited. And that's, of course, Ninja, whenever you're ready, you know how to get to the form. You know how to submit it for me to read. But we are going to find someone to raid. Let me see who's on. Who's on right now? Is there anyone I follow doing game dev right now? No, but there is someone I follow playing a fun game. They're co-streaming with someone. So we're gonna raid Labyrinth of Sound. Labyrinth of Sound is a variety streamer. They have also streamed my game, Abyssal Frontier, that I mostly solo dev'd, only working with someone else to do the music. And it looks like right now they're playing Phasmophobia with some friends, including Floof. 1902, which is another fellow streamer of mine. So I'm going to send you guys over there. Be sure to say, "Here come the dreamers." And until next time, bye-bye.
Whoa! Hirosaki, hello! Welcome to the lab. Glad you're here. How's it going, man? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for coming. If you're new here, hi, my name is Sky of Lab Sound. I make things, I do stuff. These are my friends. Tell them who you are, friends.
I am Brendo. I don't exist. I'm sorry,